Bible underneath my right hand, I made it out of tight jams. Guns all on my nightstand, my life should be on Vice Land. My fingertips to hold the marijuana aroma. High school, I went to school high, still got my diploma. He got riddled and left alone for some Skittles in Arizona. The same time a man dies by his own for a pair of Jordan. It's crazy how we living, we all misguided children. Niggas out here getting got, trying to figure out how to get it. We the ones that's not afraid to let the hammers off. The same ones that feed the homeless with the cameras off. The life I'm living kinda hard to get a handle on, but I'm blessed and God knows I can't be mad at all.
Rob walked into the studio about 6-7 years ago with his brother Charlie, who was playing for the Dallas Mavericks, and they wanted to work on a documentary. Rob became one of my great friends, and he worked at the studio as an incredible web designer, and then he transitioned to New York and with his family, and I was really excited to catch up with him.
Yo, live from Brooklyn, I'm with my man.
Yes, sir.
Rob in the house.
We're here, finally.
New York, baby.
Goodness gracious. God, this God is good.
What's happening, man? We were actually on the road a little bit ago shooting with Charlie.
Yeah.
You know, that was that
Los Angeles.
Yeah, in L.A.
Oh, what was that, last month?
That was a little bit ago, yeah, man. And so we've been working on the documentary, What is Alopecia? I'm pumped on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good to see you again, by the way.
I know, yeah. This is good. I just saw you last month. I'm seeing you again now. We'll keep this going.
I know. We actually have to step up our communication, bro.
Yeah, man.
You got too much going on. I know you're traveling
man.
your freaking flyer mileage must be out the chain.
It's nutty. It's nutty. I don't enjoy it, though.
I got a question for you before we even start. How many of your freaking flyer miles have you used for your personal usage?
None.
For real?
None.
What?
I haven't been anywhere.
Wifey, the kids, nothing?
Nothing. Zero.
You need to check yourself.
Yeah.
you need to take a trip, bro.
Yeah, literally, man. None. We're just like we use them on the business if we're doing, stuff like that. But man, we are literally in focus mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what it's like when you're about to be 40?
Well, I'm already 40.
I know. That's why I'm talking to you.
Oh, my goodness. I'm 42 and proud.
Yeah, there you go. No, I enjoy getting older. I'm enjoying being older.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to be in my 20s.
It's like a good bottle of wine.
Yeah, but you couldn't pay me to be 25 again.
But that's the thing that we can't buy back, right? It's time.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like be in that. Like, I love like knowing who I am right now. Like, that to me is just like.
See, I do too, but the Rob today in his 20s would have been crushing it right now. Like, killing it. I mean, I feel like I was killing it in other parts.
Oh, sure.
With the opposite sex.
Sure.
But when it comes to business, I just, like in my 20s, I wasn't thinking. Like,
no, I wish.
There were so many opportunities. So, are we starting, by the way? What's going on here right now?
What? You're in
we
it.
starting right now?
Starting? What are you talking
about?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, let me just say, like, so I'll give a quick background on me. Like, so I started out with IT in the world of PC tech.
Yeah.
And I was like early on, like when I was 13, 14, like with a job, like getting paid. And then I got into network engineering, and then I did that for like 15 years, doing like Cisco systems and corporate networks, and moved to Silicon Valley, working in internet service providers. And then my brother got drafted to the NBA.
Yeah.
And I was like, peace out, bitches.
Yeah, good night.
I'm out. I'm good.
Toronto.
I'm good.
Right.
But he got drafted back in 2005 to the Toronto Raptors.
Yep.
And NBA championships.
Yeah,
like,
they hit it.
First one in franchise history.
Yeah, it was really special.
Kudos to them.
And I was so glad that they beat the Warriors.
Yeah.
Dude, I just wanted them to lose so bad.
But what's a trip is that, like, if I knew what I knew now back when he was playing in the NBA, oh my God, we would all be millionaires.
Right.
Because like the floodgates were open and just the mindset wasn't there. Opportunities were there. Like I said, I was distracted with the partying, with the hanging out, with the girls. And
that's probably an issue so many NBA players face when they first get drafted, and then they hit their. Charlie had a big 5-year contract in Detroit.
Yeah, with Detroit. Yeah, even though those weren't good years in Detroit basketball wise, but for the bankroll it was. Yeah. But it's like the modern day athlete today's generation of athletes are a lot smarter in the sense where like they're a lot more savvy. Right. In the tech space, in the entrepreneur space, in the media space, and they're investing early on. I mean, like a lot of these young athletes at the college level already coming into the NBA with 100,000 followers, with high engagement. Like they're understanding social media at such an early age.
And the power behind it.
Of course.
And they're coming in with like endorsement deals and
like Zion Williams.
Yeah, he's
like,
coming in. He's with Jordan already.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, nuts.
And he's like one of like tons of athletes that are. I mean, he's a special case, but
of course,
guys that are caught social media at an early age and are capitalizing off of it now.
Yeah.
And like in the case with Charlie, he started thinking about life after basketball. Like 11 years in the NBA. God bless. Like the average lifetime in the NBA is about 4 years.
Right.
So 11 years is amazing. But like year 9 and 10 when he started thinking about like, all right, what am I gonna do now? Like, all right, this ball's about to stop bouncing.
Right.
So what's next?
Right.
And luckily he saved money. He didn't do any like wild spendings. I mean, when his first year in the NBA, when he was with the Raptors, his rookie year, of course, you do the typical thing with your first check. You buy a house for your mom. You buy the brand new car.
Right.
Some jewelry. So he did that, but then as he got older, became more of a vet, he got wiser with his money. So he's good. Like he's gonna be straight for years to come. But not a lot of guys were thinking even like year 9 and 10, like towards the end, like guys started thinking about life after basketball when it was over.
Right.
And those guys, it's sad. There's a lot of sad cases out there where they either living check by check, trying to figure out a job situation, or even filing for bankruptcy. I mean, there's so many cases that Antoine Walker, 100-something plus mil, and bankrupt.
Right.
What?
You're like, what is going on?
So yeah, man, I'm glad to see, and a lot of that has to do with the players' union at the NBA. Some of these NBA younger guys coming into the league with a lot more than just basketball.
Right. And then you got people like Jay-Z getting involved in the agent game, and he's bringing his whole level of business and endorsement.
Rock Nation Sports.
Yeah, and like bringing the whole nother level of like, because people were giving him shit when he first got into it, like, oh, he doesn't know anything about blah, blah, blah. But dude, obviously he's a billionaire, and he obviously has known business really, really well. So that a part of it, and then people are doing different endorsements really well. But I think it's interesting now too. One thing I always think is interesting too, like not necessarily Jordan, but maybe like Pippen or Barkley, like the amount of money that these players are making now, it must piss them off.
Hell yeah.
It must piss them off.
Barkley has straight up said that publicly time after time that that's some bullshit. I wish we would have been getting paid that.
How much money they were making then.
But it's crazy, like even to think like now, even to kind of segue a little bit into like women in sports.
Yeah.
And the WNBA, and like obviously there's a big fight right now for they actually pulled out of the collective bargaining agreement to be able to renegotiate some of the terms and them to get higher, not only higher salaries, but also better perks and traveling and things of that nature. And some people feel like they're not deserving of it because they don't bring in the same amount of crowd, the same amount of TV deals. But then, like, they're not asking to get paid like LeBron. They're just asking for the same exact rev share that these guys are getting, because like the rev share division is different.
Right.
That percentage is way off compared to the men.
Right.
So it's more of a fair game type thing.
Yeah, and that's to me when you look at women in sports, especially in that level, not saying that hey, don't pay me the LeBron check, but give me a percentage of at least what we're doing, of what we're contributing. Then on that, and that's basketball. Look at like the women's soccer. They're champions 4 years in a row, whatever it is.
They're beyond a dynasty. Like
the men are some trash. The U.S. men's team
terrible,
and they're getting paid.
Yeah,
that to me, that's when it's like way off, man. And it's not like the WNBA. Everyone is watching that. Like the eyeballs are there on the U.S. soccer matches, but they're not
higher than the men too for soccer.
Higher, right? And that to me is when it's like, yo, that's 100% wrong. Like you need to figure that out.
But how much of that goes back to either the league marketing and branding their players, or like do the players have to take their own self initiative and like brand themselves?
Well, I think it's both. I mean, I think you have to look at I look at what Kevin Hart and The Rock are doing. I don't think either of them are the most talented actors, but in business, I mean, they're wielding that social media. I mean, Kevin Hart has a shoe deal with Nike. You know what I mean? He has a shoe deal, you know? And so, like, I think...
Is he the first comedian to have a shoe deal?
Maybe, I don't know, but he partnered with Nike doing these running marathons. He has a shoe deal, you know? So I think it's really cool to see how you can leverage that. And I think people, and so now if Kevin Hart or The Rock is in the room with the executives, you kind of have to respect that. You kind of have to pay him whatever he wants because, I've got 100 million people that are going to watch this movie just because on my Instagram account because I'm going to tell them to. And that makes you have to stand up, a little bit straighter.
But here's the thing when it comes to followers. Kevin Hart and The Rock, they're in a world of their own.
They're in a whole
and I would even put Will Smith up there, too. Because Will Smith, I think, is the king of Instagram right now.
He came out of nowhere
a year
ago, and he's like the biggest.
Hell yeah. But what trips me out is like a lot of our popularity and like from the kids at school to brands paying for influencer marketing, to, like you said, like being able to get a movie deal because you have 100 million followers.
Right.
People look at the following and they don't look at the engagement rate.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot of bogus shit going on out there.
From day one, baby.
Like, it is insane how many people think, oh, you got 10,000 followers, you must be somebody.
Yeah.
But you got 2 likes and
2
comments. Like 2 comments and 10 likes. You're like,
and all the comments are like, thumbs up, smiley face, you know? Like,
yo, check your engagement rate. For anyone out there listening, please check engagement rates. There's like free calculators online. You can go to Google, type in engagement, Instagram calculator. You'll be surprised what's real and what's not. Like your average engagement rate for Instagram, just to give a little piece of knowledge, it should be about like 3 to 5%. Right. Which that alone is insane.
It's that's like, very low, but it's a good one.
That means if you have 100 followers, you should be getting at least 30 likes.
Right.
Or 30 to 50.
Sure.
And then when you think about 1 million followers, 30,000 doesn't seem like a lot when you have 1 million followers, right?
Right.
Am I math right there?
I don't know, but I'm going with it.
It
sounds good.
Sounds about right.
It sounds very good.
But 3 to 5% is the average, and people out there with 0.2, 0.5, and they're still getting deals because they sold some sort of facade.
They're selling their dream, man. They're selling it. They're good spokespeople.
How do you? And I know with C&I and the clients that you guys work with, When a client comes to you and says, hey, we need to boost our social media, we need 10,000 followers by the end of the month, like, is that a realistic approach, or is like, how do you say, that's not real unless you want some fake bullshit?
Yeah, we tell clients that all the time, man. We had a client that was in LA and all she wanted was just to have 100,000 followers. She didn't care how she got it. She didn't care if we were going on websites and not buying followers, but buying shout-outs, which is basically the same thing. Mm-hmm. Just bogus, just whatever. People are so focused on that number like it matters, and it just didn't matter. She was trying to sell a women's product, like a clothing product, and all of her followers were just men. 95% of them were men.
What?
They're sending her dick pics in the DM. What do you say? 99%.
Oh my God,
99% men.
So she was probably like some sort of influencer.
She wanted to be, and so she's getting all the pictures of her taken and stuff like that. But we kept telling her, man, like, this is not the way. This is not the way. But what we have found is just that most of the time with clients, especially in social media, it's the weirdest, and especially with marketing and advertising in general. Clients want to come in and say, we need your help because we need to have it grow. And then when you tell them what they should do, they say, no, we don't want to do that. We want you to do it this way. And it'd be very weird. Like, imagine if like, hey, I want you to fix my car, and then I'm telling you the tools to use and telling you, that doesn't make any sense. But we experience that so much that I think if clients came in and just said, hey, if you really had a good product, let's just tell your story.
Yes.
And let's just tell your story. And
that was so simple.
It's so simple, man. Stop with the numbers. That doesn't matter. Tell your product and tell your company story in an authentic way, and you will get there. But so many people are just like so caught up with the number of 10,000 or the number of 20,000 or 100,000 that they'll do anything to get that. So most of the companies that we have come into contact with, correct me if I'm wrong, are like, oh yeah, we want to fix our Instagram. We just bought like 500,000 followers. We just bought 100,000 because we just want that. And then people buy that, dude. People not buy as far as people buy into it. They think it's legit. They will see 100,000 followers and they're just like, okay. We try to explain about the engagement rate, but ultimately they just kind of like don't care.
Yeah.
And so it's
that's a real short game. I mean, like social media is a real when you start from scratch is truly as a marathon, and like the more you focus on being yourself and being real and being consistent, like
that's what people
one
want.
thing is one thing to be authentic, but the other thing is also be consistent with it. Like if you're posting once a day, post once a day,
right?
For the rest of the damn year,
right? Exactly.
If you got to lock out 1 year to shoot 365 pieces of content, then just do that,
right?
But be consistent with it, because that's what's going to have people coming back,
right?
And sharing and saving and liking and. People try to always figure out, especially on Instagram, how to beat the algorithm. They try all these different tactics, and like the only tactic that you can use that works is being yourself.
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody's gonna see it. You're gonna catch the wave.
Absolutely, and I think that's what's important. But brands are always trying to find the easy way out. They don't want to pay for the content. They don't want to pay for the stories. They don't want to pay for the videos and pay for that. They just want to, what's the quick, cheap way? And it's like, it's just not. None of those accounts, even the Kevin Hart's, none of it is built on a quick, cheap way. Like, it's all like, look at Will Smith's. Major investment on his part of what he is doing with video.
Faithful.
Major investment, and that's why it's coming out that way. Obviously, he has his name and what he has built in his legacy, but he ain't coming out with none of this. Like, hey guys, his stuff looks fucking legit. Yeah. And so
he's one of those outside the box thinkers.
Right.
What's your thoughts on like if Instagram likes go away, which is something that they're testing? I think they've implemented it in Canada now.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of it. I'm not a fan of social media in any regard, but I like it for what it's doing with business. But personally, I have a big problem with it. Like, I do agree with Kanye West. It's like walking around with a shirt that says your dick size on it. And it's just like oh shit, your dick is bigger than mine. It's like, damn, I got a little dick. And it's got to be displayed for everyone. Look at Josh, he has a little dick. He only has 6 inches. Mine's 48, But that's what it's like. And people, here's what I don't like about social. I see Rob going out. He's hanging with Kobe Bryant. He's doing all this cool stuff. It's like, man, I wish I had that life. Like, my life is stupid. And it's like, people post this shit about them having all these trips and stuff. It's not even real. Mm-hmm. One of our clients was an executive airport. And they said the biggest thing that they're making money on right now is fucking photo shoots of influencers pretending to get on private jets.
Oh my god!
So they will rent out the private jets just so right. You see, and they'll rent out the private jets so they could roll their bag to it.
Wow.
And shoot it, and then go to the airport and fucking fly Spirit and Delta. You know what I mean? But then they post that. So then here's a little dumb Josh Miller, and I'm watching their feed, and I'm like, man, they're flying private. My life is dumb. That shit isn't real.
You're a Spirit. Yo, can I get an exit row seat at least?
Yeah, God. But like I think that's one thing that's like really bad for people compare each other with those numbers. If it went away, I think it'd be a little bit better.
Yeah. I worry. Honestly, I agree with you. Like I like the non-like experiment just for our children.
That's what I mean. I think I don't like the way I feel better when there's more likes. You'll see more likes on your post. You will feel better. That's weird. It's not real. Doesn't mean anything. Nothing doesn't, and you feel better. So if you get less likes, you feel worse. It's just like, and I don't like what that means for kids. You've got a girl. I don't like so that's one side of it, the business side of it. The other side of it that I really hate is what our children are going to grow up with. Yeah. That you and I...
By the way, hold on. I keep fizzling with this headphone because I'm sweaty as hell right now. And it keeps dripping, so my bad. All right. I think I got it. We good.
Yeah, you're good, man.
I like the Uncreative right here.
Hey,
now.
Man. Hey, dog.
You step your game up. First of all,
relax.
The venue, you got a turntable in the middle. You got working Wi-Fi now.
Hey,
man. What is popping right now?
Hey,
you got a budget now, I see.
Yeah. Got a little. Katie me the whole thing.
Okay.
That's shout out to Katie. That's Daddy Warbucks over there. But I think when me and you were getting bullied in school, we went home and that was cool. I could tell your pops, tell your brothers about it. Whatever, it's over. Anyone that's gonna get bullied in school now, you're getting bullied on the internet at the same time, and it'll never stop. 24/7. That will never stop. You're getting bullied at school in person. Now you're getting bullied on the internet. Kids are killing themselves over this stuff, man.
You wake up, you see the same comments.
Yeah, you wait, and you're just getting. So I think, like, I don't know, people are literally killing themselves based off how this bullying that's happening on social media alone. Our president's a fucking bully on social media. I think that it's just like, I think if I owned Instagram, the biggest thing I would do is like change the likes and and the followers. It's horrible.
Do you have any of your kids on Instagram?
No, man, no.
So I put my baby girl. I mean, obviously I manage her, but she's 2 years old.
She has an account?
She ain't coming up no captions.
Right.
But I manage her just for me to be able to archive.
Yeah.
Like her growing up.
Yeah.
And, you know, her
yeah.
lifeline.
I got Freedom's name just so if she wants it when she's older.
What's the name you have?
Freedom Reigns Miller.
Oh.
So I just got her name on Instagram just in case she wants it for later. But I don't, she's not on it, at all. I just think it's dangerous, man. It's real. I'm hoping that it won't be around when she gets up and it'll be
Instagram ain't going nowhere no time soon.
I just hope that it changes, man.
They can evolve. I mean, like I can see right now they're experimenting with Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp being under one messenger.
Sure.
So I can see that evolving, happening
I hope
across one platform.
I couldn't be cool with what it's doing, like the damage. For every hopeful story about people that met on Instagram or developed a friendship, there's 10 other stories of someone committed suicide and the danger behind it, or someone stalking them and breaking them home, and the Kim Kardashian stories and stuff like that. There's so many more of those stories. Like, I couldn't sit around, like, for example...
I don't know if that's true, by the way.
What do you mean?
It sounds legit. There are more bad stories than good because that's what's getting reported, but I feel like there's a lot more good that happens on social media that just doesn't get reported.
Of course it doesn't. Yeah, I believe that too.
But I think there is good in social.
No, 100%. I mean, I think if you took it on the flip side, what do they talk about? The planes that land safely or the ones that crashed? They don't tell you the 800,000 that landed safely. So I do think there's good that's happening there. But I do think that the stuff that is damaging, they need to take a look at. Like, you gotta if I'm Walmart and you just came in and bought an AK-47, then you came back into Walmart and killed 19 people. If I'm Walmart, I'm like, yo. Like Dick's Sporting Goods.
I think it's 20 now.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's 20.
Get
I think they
outta here.
confirmed 20.
Dick's Sporting Goods was like, we're not selling these guns anymore. Get them out. We're out. I don't want my hands to be tied up in any of this, so they were out, and I really respect them for that. I would have to, that's how I would be with Instagram. I would have to be like, yo, we need better rules. We need to moderate this. Like, if I'm Twitter, you shouldn't be allowed to be able to call black people monkeys and all this shit that's happening. You should be able to be, hey, you can't, that language isn't accepted here. Everyone's free to say whatever they want.
Before it even goes live, before it even publishes.
Yeah, like, sorry, that one, you said the N-word in that, sorry. You know what I mean? And so I think that's tough, and that you get a whole freedom of speech thing in there.
I was just about to say that.
But
what happens with freedom of speech?
I don't know, man. Like, freedom of speech is cool, but not when you're just marginalizing a group of people for no reason. Like, at some point, it's just like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. And I think freedom of speech is cool, but, like, you're on a private platform. Say whatever you want in your life. Yeah. Go out and say the N-word all you want, but you can't come on my platform and act that way. Yeah. And with people letting that happen, that's where I have that's where the issue is.
I almost feel the same way about governing our privacy when it comes to voice technology.
Yeah. Dude, that's out of control.
Like, obviously, I mean, our conversations are probably being heard right now somehow through our phones or somewhere. And I feel like today's or the recent shootings or even just everything that happens when it comes to terrorism and other criminal acts, a lot of it could be prevented if there was more of it around us. Yeah. Like, I don't care if I don't have nothing to hide. So it's like, if I'm talking about my dick size being 6-inch, then that's okay. I'm okay with it. Let the public know.
I always make fun of those people. Do you see those people that have the tape over their over the cameras? I'm always like, yo, man, are you really that interesting? Are you really doing something so cool at home?
Who was it that posted the picture? Mark Zuckerberg, right?
What?
He posted a picture and they zoomed into it, and it was a picture of him in his cubicle. And he had a picture of
tape
and his mic and his phone and his camera. So everybody was like, "Yo, if he's doing it,
right?
Some shit's popping then."
I just.
By the way, hold on a second. I'm just gonna do one of these right now because
you got it.
I'm tired of fidgeting with this damn headphone. I'm all sweats right now. Yo, it's hot up in here in New York City.
It is hot. But for me, I'm just like, I'm not. There's nothing that important going on at my house that the government can't see. Come on in, check it all out.
I filed my taxes.
Yeah, the thing that gets to me is like when they use it, against you. Like you just literally they're listening to you. The words you're saying in your iPhone now you're starting to see ads for that stuff. Like that's just happening. They're denying it, but that's happening. I know that I didn't.
Are you with that or against that?
I don't like that.
But why? If somebody's helping you make a smart decision based on the things you like, what's the problem?
Now I don't have like a criminal like passion behind that. I just think I don't want I miss old Instagram. Is that all the way that comes from? Like, get the ads away from me, man. Like, I don't like going through stories and it's just like, I am not on it.
But
as
what
much
have you seen ads that can help you? I guess. If you
what kind of ads?
If your toilet keeps getting stuck,
yeah.
and your plunger is not working, and you keep screaming, "Damn, this fucking plunger is not working!"
Yeah, and then I see
here's a new solution for a plunger.
Now I am a sucker for spending some frivolous money on Instagram. Like I see this thing. I'm
Shopping?
Like, yeah.
You use the shoppable post?
Yes. Sometimes if I see an ad that I'm like, something that helps my iPhone stay in my car. I might spend some money on that.
How many of your monthly revenue goes towards subscriptions that you don't use?
I think I don't have many, to be honest.
Like Spotify, Netflix,
YouTube
TV, any of that?
So I don't have any of those. I don't have any Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal.
So what social media platform you spend the most time on?
I don't really spend. It's probably Instagram. Actually, probably Twitter now.
So if Twitter and Instagram were now, as of today, $5 a month, you pay for it?
No, I'm out.
What?
I'm out.
$5 a month?
I'm out.
$60 a year?
No, I don't care. Call me. My number's 301-996-5674.
You put yourself on blast right now. I'm going to shoot you a text right now.
Dude, they already have. I'm already on blast. These telemarketers, I'm already on blast. $5 a month, I'm not in. Like, that's what Apple Music is. I'm not in. Apple Music is not expensive. I'm not in.
How much is it?
I don't know. $8. How much is it?
$9.99. Oh, hell no. I'm anti-Apple for a number of reasons.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Bro, I started out as a PC tech. So if I can't open something, then I can't compute it.
Here we go.
This is proprietary hardware with Apple, and you need this charger, and every phone that comes out is a new charger. It's like, what?
Yeah, that is how.
Apple's destroying your own world, and you don't even know it.
It's the ecosystem, man. Apple's got the whole ecosystem.
That's some bullshit.
But no, I'm not on that. I do have. I've got. I got HBO, but I use that.
Okay.
I don't use Netflix at all, but I also don't pay for it. It's from someone else.
So I want to go back. I feel like I'm interviewing you, by
Good.
the way.
give me a break.
Yeah, I want to go back to social media.
Yeah.
Because we're living in an interesting time, and personal branding. A lot of people feel like it's important. Like everyone is a creator. I actually feel like we're all creators in our own ways.
Totally true. 100%.
But for your creator that's now jumping into never heard of social media, and all of a sudden he's jumping into Instagram. Let's talk about some tips that you can give that creator.
That person. I mean,
jumping into Instagram.
Jumping into
especially whether it's a personal, probably that conversation might be different from business to personal, right? So give me kind of both perspectives, and I'll jump in on it.
I think personally, you need to decide immediately who you want to be and what you want to share, and what is off limits and what's on limits. For me, I'm not sharing anything about my family. I'm just not doing it. It's just not gonna happen.
Beautiful family, by the way.
Thanks, man. You're not gonna see my kids. You're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see my family on my personal Instagram.
See, by the way, I'm the complete opposite.
I know.
After I saw some of the checks, some of these YouTube creator kids were doing, I was like, Liberty Bella Villanueva, you are on YouTube tonight. Walk around with Minnie in the mall. Yo, she straight up watches kids, walking around in the mall.
I'm telling
with
you,
a doll.
And
playing with their toys, not saying anything, not even a quality production.
No.
It's just straight somebody's phone just doing this.
And it has 1 billion views.
Yo, this is
insane. 1 billion views.
But if you think about it, it's not much different than what we're doing now as adults, watching Kim Kardashian and the rest of the sisters.
It's their version of that. Yeah, Champion the other day is watching some shit in Spanish. He's just on YouTube, that's the stuff he's watching, whatever. Just kids playing in Spanish, and he doesn't care, and he thinks it's great. And I don't know. So I think on the personal side, you could decide who you want to be. If you want to share your family, that's up to you. If you don't, it's not up to you. I just think you need to figure out how you're going to make it you. And then on the business side, I think too, you gotta fight through the noise a little bit because everybody's doing the same stuff.
Yep.
So I think you gotta find something that is just gonna be unique to that business and why people want. I mean, we have 2 clients right now that all they want to do is shove down sales down people's throats. They just want to say, here are the features of our product. This is $5.99. You got to buy it. This is what's going to save you. You're losing money every day and blah, 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 blah. And we keep fighting and telling him, like, yo, man, nobody is wanting to come home at the end of the day and
gives a
flying fuck about that.
No.
Nobody. They want to feel connected to a brand. They want to feel like it's a person, and they want to follow a journey. And so people, I really think, like, stop trying to think that Instagram and social media is sales. It will bring you sales when you are authentic with your story.
Yeah, I always say it starts with your goal.
Yeah.
What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? What is your target audience? Obviously, like all the essentials that you need when you're branding and you're marketing to a consumer or potential consumer. But that needs to be clear. Like, you need to have this goal and then follow that up with your strategy behind that goal.
Right.
Content is important, quality content, of course. We talked about consistency.
Sure.
We talked about authenticity as well. But in addition to these things, like, there's a lot of brands out there that we're putting out good stories, we're putting out great videos, we put it out every day, but nobody's still watching.
Right.
Then what?
I mean, the stuff that you're putting out is not good. Like, sometimes it's too safe. Some of the stuff, if nobody's watching, think about that. What does that mean? If people are putting, if they're writing and they're Keeping Up with Kim Kardashian and nobody is watching it, what does that mean? It means your show sucks, or it's poorly written, or it's at the wrong time.
Yeah.
You know, you need to rethink some of the stuff that you're doing, and I think a lot of people think that. I think a lot of people don't know what bad is.
So when you say rethink, does it have to do with the cameras that are being recorded by? Does it have to be actually the storyboard itself, the messaging that you're pushing?
Yeah, I think the angle is always really important. You've got to understand that, like, when you're going through people's stories, how many swipes do you do until you're just like, fuck this? How many, like, for me, I'm like 4, you know? I've got a problem, but I'm just like, look, it's the same stuff. Yep. You're cooking. Cool. Okay, you're out with your friends. Oh, you're at the club again. I'm tired of that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that's their whole feed. So why are they going to sit here and watch you do the same thing? So you kind of have to really step back and say, how am I going to be different?
You said earlier, there's a lot of noise, and you're absolutely right. There's a lot of noise out there, especially as a business trying to compete and your typical industry. But for me, I think it's a combination of course, you want good content, good messaging, good stories, putting it out consistently, like we said time after time. But it's like, at the same time, you got to combine that with you need to be seen. And
Absolutely.
Sometimes that requires you to be proactively and reach out to
other people,
who that targeted audience is.
It's not just
say,
about,
hey, by the way, I saw that you're doing this, and this can work. Maybe we can help you in some ways.
Yeah, I mean,
if you have a problem, let me offer you a solution.
Absolutely. And people used to always say, like, when we were growing up in the 80s, like, if you want to make friends, you need to first show yourself friendly. So you need to go make friends. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like we push our kids out, like, go make friends. They're not just sitting in the corner going, as soon as you guys write me a comment, I will respond to you. You know, like, you got to go over there and start being friendly.
It's social media. Let's be social.
Yeah, you got to go over there and start talking and do that kind of thing.
It's like when we all been at bars. I mean, quite a few that I don't want to talk about right now. But you go to a bar, you hang out, you order a drink, you see someone of the opposite sex or someone of the same sex, or some people that you find attractive. Then you go offer them a drink.
Yeah.
You talk to them. You engage. You go out of your way to land the prize.
Right. And it's all, and social media is like that. It's like you're on a good date.
Yeah.
You know.
If you want that consumer, you need to go out of your way.
Absolutely. And that means just doing it differently. So I think people just don't understand that. So I think that's been a bit interesting. I do want to ask you this because I saw this in the news the other day, and I thought it was interesting. All this LeBron stuff about, and you're a dad, so I want to get your perspective, but all this LeBron stuff about him being involved with
getting hyped with the kid.
Yeah, he's doing Taco Tuesday. He's being hyped at the AAU games, you know. And what do you think? What do you think about all that?
So I'll tell you, when Charlie was playing AAU basketball, and for those listening, my younger brother played in the NBA. Charlie Villanueva is his last name. He played AAU. He played with the Long Island Panthers here, not too far from here in Queens. And me and my other brother, Rob Carlos, like, we were those guys in the stand. You hype. This is your brother. I can only imagine if it was my son.
Right.
I'm getting loose. I'm wilding. I'm talking shit. That's just the passion in sport that I have in me, and we had in us as a family. So, God, shit, let him do his thing.
Right.
I'm all for it. Like, if other parents ain't with it, then you should have breeded a better athlete.
Yeah, I don't understand how you couldn't be for it, especially when you look at people, black families, black fathers that weren't there. LeBron's father is that example.
Yes. Exactly why
you and your
me
brother.
and my brothers are so close, because we were their fatherly figures that were in the stands. My dad, even though we're close with him, like my dad, I'm gonna tell you something about Dominican Pops right now. He's got 10 kids, 6 baby mamas.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put him on blast. I
Yeah.
love the man.
Yeah.
But that's 10 households you have to go to for Christmas.
Right. It's not.
That's not possible.
It's not. It's a lot of Ubers.
Somebody's
a lot of Ubers.
somebody's gonna get asked out.
Yeah.
So it's like if LeBron is prideful of his son's success, by all means, and honestly, like, I think that drives him even more.
Absolutely.
Making your father proud, making your father jump, especially your father being LeBron James.
Absolutely.
And you can make him act a fool.
And
I'm gonna keep reaching higher rates and higher.
Yeah, I saw D.L. Hughley say this thing. He was like, he said it's impossible for a black father to be too involved. Like, it's just impossible. You know what I mean? From what systemically has gone on with black parents, you know, you have the opportunity to go to all the games. Okay. Like, and that's the same thing they said about LeVar. Like, when I thought LeVar was crazy when he's talking about, I'm better than Michael Jordan.
Ball, right?
LeVar Ball, yeah. He's like, I'm better than Michael Jordan. All this. That's stupid. But I never knock him for, like, being hype about, yo, my kids are the best.
Yeah.
Like, what should he say about his kids?
Kids are trash.
My kids are trash? No, they're average?
Yeah,
no, I just don't understand that. But I can't believe, like, could you ever imagine having people commit to making daily shows and talk for hours about anything LeBron James does? Like, people are making money and building shows off of, well, LeBron tweeted yesterday. Let's talk about that for an hour.
Yeah.
We got Chris Hainsworth and Stephen A. Smith to talk about if LeBron should be doing the Taco Tuesdays, you know? It's insane to me, the amount of scrutiny.
This is why I canceled my cable service. I don't got cable. Like,
Good.
Some of my friends were talking about these stories with Azio and other stuff happening in the Me Too movement.
Right.
Like that goes over my head because I don't keep up with it. I don't really watch TV. Like, all the content that I consume is through my phone.
Sure.
And I do have YouTube TV occasionally when I'm on a long bus ride from Jersey to New York, and I'm watching CNN or something to catch up on some news. But like, it just like with sports media. I mean, this is one of the reasons I work now with the Players Tribune. The Players Tribune is a platform that was created by Derek Jeter and along with a number of other athletes that put that initial seed money to get it started. Kobe being one of them. It's because they wanted to create a safe haven where I can say whatever I want to say.
Right.
You guys can help me say it.
Right.
And then before it goes out, I'm gonna give you the thumbs up.
Right.
If the shit is trash, or the shit is making me look some sort of way, or like I'm not just feeling it, don't put it out. I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. Like the stuff that happens in sports media today, your words just being flipped in a way that is just to sell headlines, just to sell clickbaits.
Right.
That shit is like, it's crazy to me. Like, yo, like you're over here trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Is the word demonetize? No.
What do you mean?
When you're trying to put somebody down.
Yeah, I don't know. Put somebody down.
When you're trying to put somebody down.
Yeah.
And you're trying to gain off that.
Right. Oh, you're right.
Like, is that the American dream?
Right. I don't know, man. You're trying to gain by somebody else, like
and that's like every.
That's
like every single sports media platform that exists today.
And
USA Today, Fox Sports, ESPN especially.
And it changes from
and
week to week.
Yeah, okay, you're reporting stats, you're reporting highlights. We love that. Okay, cool. But it's like, when was the last time you heard about Isaiah Thomas recently had his Zeke weekend where he did some good for his community in Seattle, out in Washington.
Right.
Did you hear about that?
Nope. You just told me. It's the only reason I know.
Like when can we start?
Dude, it's not. It doesn't sell, man.
When can we amplify love?
Nah, Denzel Washington being a great actor isn't a sexy story. Denzel Washington was a little shady on the set of, Malcolm X.
You sound like one of his trailers right now.
Denzel Washington. That's like, people are like, ooh, yeah, I always thought he was shady. Like, that's what that culture creates, man. I can't stand that stuff.
Yeah, I want a day.
Of good?
Like, just a day that I can look at my daughter now and be like, yo, social media is full with love.
Yeah.
That's all you see.
Yeah.
That's everything you see, and that's all you're going to get.
I wish, man, if you're on YouTube and you look at the comments, they're hateful, bro. They're hateful.
And that's on YouTube. Get on Twitter, and
Dude, it's hateful. And people are saying, just God awful things.
So I want to ask you about a creator that's jumping into social media. If, as a creator, you're jumping into social media and you're doing all the right things, and then for some reason, somehow, you get in this hate, how do you react to that?
Yeah, man, I think you just kind of it depends on it. I want to say you just kind of don't. Or as concise as you can, address it. That's not true. And just let it be. Because I think the biggest thing that people are trying to do is just get a rise at you on social. That's what everyone is trying.
So you think addressing it is better than blocking it and deleting it?
It depends on where it's at. Let's just say if it's if it's just somebody just saying oh, I hate your guts or whatever, don't address that. You don't need to. If people are trying to come at you and it's worth addressing, maybe address something. If you feel like you should, you should. If you shouldn't, and I just feel like no one should pressure you in that, But I just think it's people are trying to ruin you either way.
Yep.
I think it's really weird, in the Me Too movement, if people try to say, yo, Rob did something to me, and let's change it. People try to say, yo, Josh Miller did something to me, and you hear that, and you're like, you just go on Twitter, and you're like, yo, I know Josh. He's never done anything like that. I've never seen him do anything like that. So let's just wait till the facts come in. People are like, fuck you, Rob. You're a piece of, and then they try to come after you.
Yep.
That's the craziness. I think of what people, they only want that. People, when they're trying to stir that up, that's the only narrative they want to put out there.
And then on top of that, they're like, fuck you, Rob. And then on Monday, it's forgotten about.
Yeah,
no,
that's forgotten about.
It's forgotten about, and then they're focusing on the next person.
On the next person, man. That's why sometimes it's just kind of people don't say anything. That whole Kevin Hart and the Oscars thing, he just didn't say. I don't even know. It was ridiculous at some point. Kevin Hart apologized 7 times or something, and they were still coming for him. And then that's why I loved it. At one point, he was just like, I am no longer talking about this. And just stopped. And then it just went away.
Yep.
That's where I think so good things for sure, man. And then also negative things at the same time.
Goodness.
That's where our world is, man.
How are we doing on top, by the way?
Man, well, I've got to do a round of rapid fire with you, then let you go.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we're pushing it right now. We're way pushing it.
All right, you ready?
Let's go.
You ready for this? Okay. Let me see.
By the way, this coming in here, I thought we were going to be over here, and we're over here.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that.
There you go, man. We just kind of found our way. We found our way. Okay, greatest basketball players that you've seen play. Go.
Greatest basketball players
you have seen play.
One or you call
top 3?
Oh, top 3.
That you have seen play.
Oh, Patrick Ewing.
Okay.
You already know my.
Can we
Wait,
end this,
hold
Mark?
on.
I don't want to be a part of this
second.
anymore.
Patrick Ewing.
This is bullshit.
New York City. Hold on. You in New York.
Okay.
Pay your respects.
Okay.
New York City.
Did he have a championship?
New York.
Sorry, go ahead. Did he win a chip? Sorry. Go ahead.
That's due to other.
You're right. Scottie Pippen dunking on him. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Top
Patrick
3.
Ewing.
Okay.
Michael Jordan.
What order is this in?
No particular order, right, man? Because I know where you're going now right now.
Thank you. Patrick Ewing,
Michael
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
One more.
And scene play.
You love Patrick Ewing.
Oh, my God.
You love him.
I was going to say some sexual thoughts right now, but
yeah,
I love him that much. But I'm not going to go there because then somebody's going to say something crazy.
Something crazy about you.
Yeah, about me.
One more.
This is rapid, right?
Yeah, come on, man. Who you putting in the third?
Somebody active that's today.
Top 3 that you've seen play.
Oh my God, there's so many.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're taking
I
this
can't
long.
say Charlie Villanueva because that's cheating. That's my brother.
Yeah, he's exempt. He's
Yeah,
obviously
he's
in there.
exempt.
He's obviously in there.
I'm gonna put Magic Johnson.
Wow. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Okay. Okay. If you owned Instagram, what would you change?
I would change the vertical swipe.
Could someone get Rob off the show with this vertical swipe?
I would change it to horizontal.
Good.
I just smacked the mic on my
Yeah,
head.
it's just easy.
I was literally
Yeah,
swiping.
that's
like,
a real good change,
horizontal.
Rob. We really need
Yeah.
that. We
Yeah,
really
that's a
need
really
that
good
change.
change.
Thank you.
Yeah. That would fuck shit up. People would not know how to act. They're
That's
like,
true.
"No, my world is over." Just to prove a point.
Just to prove a point that they're
That's
so
all.
addicted to it.
Exactly.
Very cool. And give advice to new fathers out there. You're a new father.
Yes, I have a 2-year-old. She just turned 2 on Thursday. We celebrated 18 times in the last 3 days.
There you go.
Ended up with a big splash last night at the big Dominican party.
Oh, good
where
grief.
Grandma, that
that's the
lasted
thing.
till 4 in the morning, and Liberty went to sleep at 10.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it's not about her anymore.
Yes,
Okay.
not about her at all. My advice, and it sucks because I'm giving my advice to myself right now.
Oh, sure.
Is really to, like, I think I said it earlier, like we can't buy back time.
Right.
And as much as, and you know this firsthand, is like we travel,
Yeah.
we commit to our craft and our work because we want to provide our families and we want to better our environments.
Absolutely.
But it's like when we're as much outside of the household and we're
Yeah.
not in, we miss out on
Miss
moments.
out on a
And,
lot.
and I don't mean like her first steps and,
No,
oh
just
my gosh, she said her first words,
The everyday stuff.
but just being there.
Yeah.
And recently I chose to work from home. And it's one of the best decisions I made. So as a dad, I know it's not easy. Everybody has their own situations, and some dads have to work 2 jobs to maintain their own household. But if you can, try to be at home as much as you can and spend time with them. Even if you're not even, like they could be just walking around the house. As
Right.
long as you're in the same household,
Right.
they see you,
They
you
feel
see
that.
them, and they feel the energy.
Right. That's good shit, man. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, man, for coming on the show.
Yeah, man.
Always a pleasure. I'll fix our communication. Let's get back in this thing, man.
Let's go. There's so much.
There's so much to talk about.
There's so much.
Thanks, bud.
All right, keep it going.